All right, freedom fighters, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. Now, this our brother Kenneth Okonkwo. He has said a lot about this FUBARA. You see how FUBARA is withstanding this zoo government. You see how this zoo government have tried everything possible to destroy this man and take over his state. You should see how Wike have been trying everything possible, even working with the Inspector General of Police. Just relax. I will play an interview for you guys now so that you will realize how deadly these people are. And I wish we the Igbos, I wish we the Biafrans have a governor like this man. I keep praying to God, let us have a strong man, a strong governor like this man, not these our so-called politicians. Not these our so-called governors that keep going to Abuja and kissing the ass of these people. Hope is on the man so. All they keep doing is to go to Abuja and they kiss the ass of these Fulani men. They kneel down for them, they bow to them, they respect them. They don't have the courtesy, they don't have the dignity as a Biafra to defend their people. Any small thing, they will run to the federal government to deploy soldiers and deploy military men in Biafra land. But look at how this man single-handedly is fighting a very, very tough, deadly politician called Wike. He has destroyed every structure Wike has in Rivers State. I just keep praying that we have a governor like this FUBARA in Southeast. A governor that can go and talk to Tinubu to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Politicians that will be able to go to this federal, go to these people, go to a lawmakers that will be able to speak for our people. A lawmakers that will be able to defend the democracy and the rights of the Igbo people. So Kenneth Okonkwo in this interview have said a lot. He reviewed a lot. He said a lot about Biafrans and how these our politicians keep jeopardizing and using everything about the Biafra movement as a propaganda for their own political gain. Now look at how one man have fought the federal government, fought the PDP party, fought the APC party, and he's winning. He has destroyed every structure in Rivers State. I wish. That is why we the Biafrans keep praying for God to give us a strong politician, a politician with dignity that can be able to fight for the Biafran people, that can be able to defend the Biafran people in anywhere, that can be able to talk to this. What is there in talking to Tinubu about the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Since you can't try him in Nigeria, you can't try Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria, so why can't you release him? There is so much insecurity in Southeast, so why can't you release him so that these insecurities will disappear? Because you guys are benefiting from this insecurity. So relax,
so
subscribe as you watch this video.
And is doing is in order, and I support it. What the IGP of police has done is illegal, is ungodly, is criminal. He should apologize to the people of Rivers State, and he must make sure that not even one hair of anybody in Rivers State falls to the ground, because the law is clear. The police is there to maintain law and order. So the police cannot withdraw in any circumstance from any situation that could cause chaos. The police cannot dabble into political issues. IGP is dabbling into political issues. He must withdraw from it, and he must make sure that the orders are maintained in Rivers State. And the chief security officer in Rivers State is Governor Sim FUBARA, and his orders should be maintained. And any lawyer, any judge, any court that is not upholding the rule of law should be held responsible and accountable. I've said it that when it comes to electoral jurisprudence, our judges have not lived above board. Let me make it clear that I am embarrassed that a lower court can go against the decision of the Supreme Court, and even in a manner that I believe that Supreme Court is even right. So you can't even be talking about judicial activism, because, okay, let me give you an example. Can you imagine if the 4 years term of this regime is coming to an end and a court gives an order that the election will not hold? And then I hope the IG of police will remember to go and take the order and say he's stopping people from going to vote on that day. Because electoral bodies are meant to be independent. And the law is that they should not receive any direction or control from anybody. So a court giving an order that election will not hold in Rivers State, knowing it will constitute constitutional crisis, knowing it will deny Rivers State from even its allocation from the federal government, that judge has not upheld the tenets of justice and rule of law. As a lawyer, I cannot support that by any iota of imagination, because the whole idea of interpretation of constitution is to give value to it, not to destroy it. Do you know, in law, if you have a motion, for instance, seeking to destroy the rest, and there is a motion seeking to preserve the rest, even that motion seeking to preserve the rest, even if it came last, it will be treated first. That's the position of the law. Then you have people saying there is a judgment to destroy the rights of the Rivers people to vote. And they're saying there is another judgment that says go and vote. And you're telling me which one will I choose, when there is a superior judgment of the Supreme Court that has settled the matter? Why would they even dabble into it? And they will say the facts are different. What do they mean by that? That is judicial trickishness. That's judicial craftiness and cunning. The whole idea is hold election within 90 days. And the duty of every person and every authority in Nigeria is to ensure that the order of the Supreme Court and the provisions of the Constitution is obeyed. And so the judges, whoever partook in that, should be disciplined. That's my opinion. And if you recall, even the law that says 1993 election should hold, if you recall, that law ousted the jurisdiction of the court to give any order to stop it, just as it is in our laws today. And yet a judge went ahead, because some military boys did not want the election again. They wrote the law and they used the instrumentality of the court to want to destroy the election. But something happened. The NEC then, under Professor Nwosu, refused, and they went ahead to conduct the election. And the election was conducted and a winner emerged. Then the same military boys went and forcefully stopped the announcing of the result, still wanting to use the courts. And this is where Nwosu lost it. He would have proceeded to complete the announcement and announce the result. Why run away and chicken out? And many years after, even after when the man had died, you're coming to say you are announcing he won. No. If you want to do the right thing no matter the consequences. If you don't want to do the right thing, keep quiet and keep quiet forever. That's why when people want to marry, they will say, if you know anything that wants to stop these people to marry, come and talk, or forever remain silent. From now onwards in Nigeria, if you're given a duty, do it. Whoever wants to stop you, say no. Go ahead and do it. That's the only way we can be saved from this crop of leaders. They don't have conscience, they don't respect the rules, and they want to corrupt everybody. So please, if Nwosu refused to obey the injunction not to conduct the election and proceeded to conduct the election and started announcing the result, he wouldn't have succumbed to the blackmail of the military boys then. He would have proceeded to complete the announcement and announce the winner and finish his job. And whatever happens to him, he would have known he has done his job. That is what FUBARA is doing. He said, if you shoot me, go ahead. You will go down in history as the most wicked and callous IGP that killed FUBARA. When you want to take over the leadership of your place, or you want to represent your people, what were you thinking? You think leadership is a common case? No. Esther said, if I perish, I perish. Whenever you are in leadership, look at what happened to Donald Trump. In America, where security is everywhere, yet 2 times now they wanted to kill him. Every profession has its own risk. If you're not willing to take the risk that is attached to any profession, step aside so that people who are given that mind by God will go ahead and serve God in that capacity. If you're an actor and an actress and you say you're not going to hug babes and you're not going to kiss them, step aside. Because that's what the job is. Don't come and say you're a born-again Christian. That's what the job entails. If you're a politician and you can't stand for your people that voted for you, and because you don't want to die, step aside. Because that's what the job entails. Any politician that is not behaving like sinful, who will resist and protest when his rights are trampled upon, knowing that our judicial system, knowing that our electoral system have failed us, that any politician who will not stand his ground, no matter the risk to his person, I said I will not speak for that politician again, and I maintain it. And you can see what is happening, because we can't go forward. We calm down. If FUBARA has been saying calm down, do you know where Rivers State would have been? He said he's ready for them. He's fully prepared. The election must go on. The election must hold. Winners must be declared. They will be sworn in. And whatever is going to happen, let it happen. I am looking for leaders who would say nobody will rig my election. And if you rig my election, I will fight. Nigerians, come out and fight. If they kill anybody, let them kill all of us. Oh yes, and thank God I'm seeing it happen. What FUBARA did, was he advocating for violence? Was he advocating that the law should be broken? No, he was advocating for his right. That's my opinion. That's my advocacy. We must advocate for our right and stand by it. I did not disqualify anybody. I don't have that right. I said I am not going to speak for anybody going forward except this person meets this criteria. In any case, we have finished 2023 election. It's over. 2027 election has not come. So anybody who is saying betrayal, what am I betraying? There is nothing on ground. When I was a spokesman in 2023, I did my job creditably well, and we convinced Nigerians on what we believe is right. But you can see that in Nigeria, you not only have to have the power to win election, you have to have the power to defend your election. So anybody that does not have that spirit or power to defend the votes in a manner that you would say, whatever happens to me as a person, let it happen. I am not willing to speak any further for the person. So what I just simply said is that going forward, I will no longer be part of this until these fears are addressed. So I did not disqualify anybody. One, I don't have that power. Then two, I am not betraying anybody because I'm still a member of Labour Party. And you can see I'm still fighting that Labour Party should be consolidated because Nigerians are looking for an alternative to these people. But if you want to fight these people who are compulsive thieves and who are the worst amongst us, leading us, according to Senator Ndume, who is part of them, then you have to grow higher and be more aggressive than calm down. That's what I said, and I stand by it. In all honesty, I would have said we don't. But because I'm a student of theology, I would not say so. Because when Elijah thought he was the only person that was worshiping God, God said, no, you're not the only person. There are more than 7,000 persons like you still in that country that have not done anything evil. I know them. So the only thing we have to do in this country, we must not be sentimentally attached to anybody, any politician. We must not be loyal to political parties or politicians. We have to be loyal to the country and to the law. And if any law is unjust, we have to fight the law. If anybody is doing anything illegal, no matter who the person is, we have to fight the person. So in Nigeria, we must create the environment so that those 7,000 that we do not know who are leaders will be able to begin to emerge. If the good ones keep quiet, they will never emerge. When people say people are selling their votes, you know why they are selling their votes? Because they believe that even if they vote their conscience, it will not count. Not because they want to be corrupt. They saw what happened in 2023. I was an active participant in that election of 2023. They did not sell their votes. But after, it did not count. So they'll be like, why would I go and say I'm voting for my conscience when it will not count? If I'm going to take this money, at least it will be what I gain. So if we don't fight, we are making the people that want to do the right thing to even lose confidence. That is why we must have to rise up to defend democracy. We must make sure that our votes count and are counted in every election. Otherwise, people will not see the reason to vote their conscience. Because even if they vote their conscience, it will not count. So in Nigeria, there are still a lot of men and women that are not corrupt. I may not know them, but they will emerge. There are still a lot of judges that are not corrupt. I can say that because I won a lot of cases as a litigator and I have never met any judge privately. If every judge is corrupt, that means I wouldn't win any case. So I can say that there are judges